Hey, Sebastian again. So today we're going to be breaking down the best game of Grandmaster Richard Report. In this game, he's playing the World Chess Champion Magnus Carlsen. So without further ado, let's quit this dilly-dallying and let's get into the video. The game begins with Knight to F3, D5, and B3. After B3, we get Bishop to F5 and Bishop to B2. This is known as the Nimzowitsch, as the ready opening Nimzowitsch-Larsen attack. The idea is just getting this bishop down this diagonal. Here we get E6. As you can see, we have Mr. Magnus Carlsen over here playing a reversed London, similar to D4, Knight F6, Bishop F4, B6, E3, Bishop B7. Very similar idea, very similar structure. So yes. Here we get D3. The idea of D3 is to put my knight onto D2. So we get H6 by Magnus Carlsen. The idea of this is so he can always have a square to drop his bishop back onto if it ever gets attacked. Knight BD2, Knight to F4, Knight to F6, and here we get C4. Kind of playing this in a more, I would say, Englishy setup. Here we get C6, reinforcing on the light squares and reinforcing this pawn. You can take with either pawn, and I think that's okay. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. I'm not the smartest player anymore. Here we get G3. After G3, we get Bishop to E7 and Bishop to G2. After that, we get short castles. Look at this. We get the rare center X. This is beautiful, unlike me. So after this, we get Knight, BD7, and A3. Idea of A3 is to build up B4. After this, we get A5 and Queen to B1. The idea of Queen to B1 is Mr. Rapport knows that this game will be played down this file, and he's going to down these files on the queen side, so he will probably be rerouting his pieces over here. After Queen to B1, we get Bishop to H7. After Bishop to H7, we get B4. This is aggressive. Let's see how this works. AB, AB, and Queen to B6. Bishop to C3, takes and takes. After this, we get Bishop takes B4, Bishop takes B4, Queen takes B4. This is not hanging, the knight defends it. And Rook to B1. Attacking this, and Queen to D6. And this is why Richard Report played this. After this, we get the move E5, lashing out in the center. Now here I'll give you guys a few seconds to think of the move. Okay, if you said D4, you would be correct. Here we get E takes D4, Knight takes D4, and Magnus decides, you know what? I'm going to play super aggressive. I'm going to play C5. I'm going to attack your knight. What are you going to do? Knight to B3. That was pretty simple. And then we get D4. You know, Magnus, I personally, I have the nickname for him, the train, because he just keeps pushing forward. Here we get Bishop to H3. Slow improving move, trying to fight down this, putting more pressure on this. Possible ideas might be Queen to A7, putting a lot of pressure onto the knight on B7. Here we get, as I call him, the train, D3, just keeps coming forward. E3. Just, locking down these dark squares. This is pretty good for white. Let's just say that. It's plus 6.5. Sorry, plus 0.65. Excuse me. Here we get knight to e5. Just Magnus keeps trying to come forward with some aggression. But bishop to g2. Just once again another improving move from Richard Rapport. Rook to c8, trying to fight down this file. And we kind of break a common idea in like Englishy positions, which is getting both of these pawns out. Generally, you don't want to do this unless you're playing a vampire gambit, I think is what it's called. It's actually a really fun gambit. I might make a... Sorry, I thought I'd sneeze for a minute. I might actually make a video on that for Halloween, so yeah. Knight eg4 and e4. Lashing out, trying to come here. Now let's break down the move that did not get played first, which was knight to e8. The reason why he did not play knight to e8, avoiding the pin, is because e5, queen to d8, and queen a7 is just way too strong. You're pushing towards these pawns. Instead, we get rook to e8, allowing this, and we just get this position where the rook ends up on e5, and Richard Rapport is up a pawn on the World Chess Champion. Here we get just very simple, rook to b6. The idea of this is if takes, takes. Pretty simple. This is known as deflection tactic. Look for these type of tactics in your game. After rook to b6, we get queen to e7 and rook to b8 check. After rook to b8 check, we get knight to e8. And here I will let you guys look at the position and guess the move that Mr. Rapport played. I will take a drink from the unmarked red-lidded drink. The move was bishop to c6. The reason why it was bishop to c6 is because you're putting a lot of pressure onto here. Now some may say, wait a minute, aren't you about to win the queen? Rook to e1. Yeah. Here's the thing about Richard Rapport. Excuse me for what I'm about to do, but Richard Rapport does not give a damn. Okay? Sorry about the kids, like the parents watching this maybe with their kids, but Richard Rapport does not give a damn that you're the world chess champion. He's just going to block this. You want to know why? Because if you play king to f8, I'm going to take this knight. You're going to take my... I'm going to win back my queen. I'm going to take on c5. I'm going to play here. I'm going to play here. I'm going to win back this. I'm going to push my c-pawn. I'm going to win the game. Okay? Alright. But, wait a minute. Maybe he doesn't have to play king to f8. He can play d2, right? No, not really. Knight takes d2. You still gotta play king to f8. Yeah. I still win it. Just I don't win the c5 pawn immediately. I just have to play knight to e3 first. But maybe after knight to f1, you don't have to play any of these moves. What if I don't know? I can't put you in check. What if I just play here? You hang main 1, so yeah. Well, what about f6? Stop trying to defend the position. After that, after knight to f1, I'll move 33. Grandmaster Magnus Carlsen resigned. Go do something productive with the rest of your day.